Prime Minister of Saint Lucia, Cabinet of Ministers, His Excellency Peter Chen, Mr. Augusta de Gazor, Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Paul Hiller, Permanent Secretary to the Department of Economic Development and the Youth Economy, Ms. Mary Wilfred, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, Mr. John Victorin, Director of the Saint Lucia Social Development Fund, Mr. Edison Yu, staff of the Republic of China Taiwan Embassy in Saint Lucia, OPM staff, good morning. I would like to welcome you to a handover ceremony of two Taiwanese bilateral cooperation projects. As you would recall, we had 6 bilateral cooperation projects last year. We did a handover, but these two were, if any of you know Prime Minister very well, he lobbied for this during our UN General Assembly, and of course we were graciously given the opportunity to undertake 2 projects. The first is the provision of housing repairs to the less fortunate in the sum of $1.34 million, and the sports development project in the sum of $539,830. So without further ado, I would like to welcome His Excellency Peter Chen, Ambassador to the Republic of China Taiwan, to address us. Ambassador.
Honorable Prime Minister Philip J. esteemed Cabinet Ministers, Deputy Speakers, Parliamentary Secretary, Attorney General, Cabinet Secretary, and Permanent Secretaries, and staff of Prime Minister Office, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm honored and pleased to be here in the beginning of 2024 on behalf of the Government of the Republic of China Taiwan, as we showcase the spirit of solidarity and shared commitment for the sustainable development of Saint Lucia through funding 2 projects, provision of housing repairs to the less fortunate, and sports development. The first initiative is specifically designed to assist those in need by providing essential building materials and technical support for refurbishing their homes. In 2021, Taiwan government facilitated a soft commercial loan to finance the National Housing Assistance Program. With the increasing impact of climate change in Saint Lucia, the demand has risen. When Honorable Prime Minister Philip J. and Honorable Minister Ava Baptiste expressed the necessity for this People First project to my Foreign Minister Joseph Wu near the end of last year, my minister promptly instructed my embassy to address this urgency, and my embassy made a lot of effort to make this happen. I believe Prime Minister knows that because I bothered him a couple times end of last year. And we firmly believe that a safe and comfortable living environment is a fundamental right for all. Last Saturday, I attended the Saint Lucia Athletics Association Gala Awards evening, and I am so impressive of the achievement that all the athletes from Saint Lucia do last year. So recognizing that the youth are a priority in the Saint Lucian government's policy, during the same meeting with Prime Minister Philip J. my minister's commitment also extended to supporting the Saint Lucian government in establishing dedicated fitness facilities for national athletes through the Sports Development Project, which can enhance their training regimes, ultimately leading to improved performance on the international stage. And I believe our support to sportsmen in Saint Lucia will not end here. I think this is only the beginning. These initiatives go beyond mere financial contributions. They signify a shared vision between Taiwan and Saint Lucia. And we take pride in aligning our efforts with the policies of the government of Saint Lucia, and demonstrating the spirit of the Taiwan model of development and assistance. May that benefits of these projects resonate in the lives of Saint Lucians for years to come. Thank you. And I would also like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all the to Prime Minister and all the cabinet minister, and I wish you a happy New Year and prosperous year to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And I don't want to steal any of PM's thunder, but I'll let PM say it first, and then I will come. I would now like to call on Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of Saint Lucia, to address us now. Prime Minister.
Good morning. Morning, everyone. Morning, Ambassador. Morning, Deputy Prime Minister, Cabinet colleagues, Permanent Secretaries, members of the staff of the Prime Minister's office, the Secretary Director of the SSDF, Permanent Secretaries in Economic Development and Sports. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year again for those I have not seen for the new year. First of all, I want to extend my congratulations to the elected President of Taiwan, President-elect Lee Ching-ti, and Vice President-elect Ambassador Haiso B. Kim. I look forward to a very fruitful relationship between Taiwan and Saint Lucia. Saint Lucia respects the democratic right of all countries to chart their own destiny, and we, as I've said many times before, we do not engage in internal affairs of any state, but we respect the sovereignty of all nations to self-determination and the following of democratic principles. So in this light, I would like to congratulate the President-elect and hope that we can continue to be friends, exercising mutual respect for each other in the true realm. This morning, we are here to receive two donations or two contributions from the government and people of Taiwan to the government and people of Saint Lucia. And in fact, I'd also like to say in our system, we leave office immediately. But in the system of Taiwan, there is a handover period. So I think the present president of Taiwan is involved in the handover process now. So I'd like you, Ambassador, to convey our good greetings to her as she hands over and tell her she's very lucky. In our case, we leave the next day. the same night, we leave the same night. So I wish her luck and please convey my regards to her. We are here to witness the handing over of checks for two very important projects. A housing project, and the genesis of this happened in New York when I went to the UN and I was invited to lunch by the foreign minister, and as usual, I didn't speak for my lunch, but I spoke before my lunch, and I said to him that we already had a bilateral agreement, but there was more, and I want to tell Ambassador there will be more. There's still more. So he asked what we thought would be easier for us to get at this point. And two things came to mind. Housing, because Saint Lucia has a serious dearth of housing, particularly housing for the less fortunate. And then we thought that whereas this year is a year of infrastructure, and infrastructure is not only roads, Infrastructure is houses, it's community centers, it's schools. So roads are not the only thing on infrastructure. Infrastructure is the building of ports, the building of airports, the construction of homes, the fixing of schools. All that is in the realm of infrastructure. So I asked him, I was talking about housing, and I know I've been constantly being told that the low income people, then there's need to improve the housing stock. In this regard, we remove the VAT on building materials used by that group. And that had a significant impact on housing in Saint Lucia, in that the cost of building materials, of some building materials, even if the price goes up, the important price goes up, when it comes to Saint Lucia, it ought to be 12.5% cheaper than it would be if VAT was imposed. And we did that to assist people. And what we used and the materials that we chose were the core materials needed for building construction. But that we still thought that was not enough. And our government always seeks to do better, to improve, to do better, to start from one step and improve. It's a continuous improvement which our government gets involved in. We need to, and we make no bones about that, we need to improve the quality of life of the people of Saint Lucia, particularly the people in the lower income bracket. And this is why we'll continue to subsidize LPG, because we know that has an impact on the quality of life of people in the lower income bracket. So we had that discussion, and I happened to be able to convince him that we needed some support in this regard. And a few weeks later, I was told by the ambassador that we were given $500,000 for this venture. This money is going to be sent to the Saint Lucia Social Development Fund, where we expect the highest levels of accountability. And I want also to commend the Saint Lucia Social Development Fund for the work they've been doing so far. We insist at the highest level of accountability. We insist at the highest level of accountability from the Social Development Fund. So this money is going to be sent there to assist those who need, to assist not those who want, but those who need. It's very important. And then we'll be in discussion with the executive director on the use of these funds. The second request that he made is for sports development. And Saint Lucia has been doing very well in sports recently. Last year was a record year for performance in sports for Saint Lucians. And again, the sports people in this country must be encouraged. The administrators, the ministry staff must also be thanked and encouraged to do better. We need to do better. We are doing better. We need to do better. So we must aspire to get to the top. We have the capability, we have the capacity to get. What we lack is the opportunity. We need to get the opportunities, and this is why in the evolution of the youth economy, sports must play an important part in the youth economy. And these discussions are continuing. And the minister had always asked for a gym. He thought that Saint Lucia needed a gym for his athletes, for his sports people. But he spoke about the equipment, and when he showed me the list of the cost of the equipment, it actually baffled me. I didn't expect that to be so expensive. In fact, I had an experience. I wanted to buy a modern bike for my gym, and when I asked for the price, I asked a friend of mine in Miami to send me the cost of a bike. I forget the name. These modern bikes. For my a Peloton. Yeah. Because I was in a hotel somewhere, and I was in the gym there, and there were Peloton bikes there. So I got fresh and wanted to buy one. So when I got a price, I had to backpedal. so I really could not afford it, you understand? So I had to settle for a treadmill. So the minister, so then we asked the minister for a list of equipment, etc. And he did come up with a list which we sent to the ambassador, and then we are going to be getting that gym and getting that equipment. And there's also going to be equipment, sports equipment for us, for our various constituencies. So there's going to be an impact on the youth, on sports in the country. But why did I say that? Something is going to be happening in Saint Lucia, which is revolutionary, which has never happened before. We're going to be having a semi-professional football league to be launched in this country. And the impact of that, you see, when other people complain and when other people try to create all levels of destabilization, the government is working. And this government will remain focused. We're going to remain focused. The noise is not going to disturb us. We're going to remain focused. And each member of this government, each member of this cabinet, each parliamentary rep is going to remain focused. So I can say to our detractors, you're not going to put us off. We're going to be focused. We remain focused. And part of that focus will take us to a professional football league, which is going to be launched at the end of this month. So in every constituency, there are going to be at least a core of 15 players who are going to get a stipend for playing football. At least. And what will come from that? Look at the ancillary benefits of that. And last week, the cabinet endorsed a secretariat, and the cabinet also endorsed a board to run, and we are going to be working closely with the Football Association. I want to thank Mr. Cooper for assisting us in this regard. So we're going to be working with the Football Association to get this professionally going. And that's going to be a day of great importance to the people of Saint Lucia and people of Saint Lucia. It has never happened before. It's going to happen, and it's going to grow. It's going to grow. And with this gym and that equipment that we're going to get, they'll assist us in this regard. So I want to tell the ambassador that as we grow in our professional football, we probably will start wanting to have probably a T20 cricket competition. And that comes with equipment and playing and causing playing fields to be okay. So I'm just telling him that is happening. So that equipment is going to be of good value for us. So it's exciting times for us. We're very pleased with the support from the government of Taiwan, and we're looking forward to working with the government of Taiwan, and we're looking forward to a very busy 2024. 2024 is going to be a very, very busy year. At all levels, we're going to have a very, very busy year. The Minister of Education for his schools, the Minister of Investment for the investments that we're going to be having, the Minister of Health for St. Jude, the Minister of Equity for the programs to help support the less fortunate, the Minister of Agriculture for the work that we're doing in the fisheries complex, the work we're doing in making St. Lucia self-sufficient in food, if not self-sufficient, but as near self-sufficiency as possible. The Minister of Home Affairs, I'm expecting to hear from her today about the new immigration premises so that our problems with passports should come to an end. I'm hoping to get some very good news about the opening of the new passport office, which we've been spending for the last couple of months. We've been renovating a new facility for that. We are today, I think, or tomorrow, I've been told that we're probably going to be casting the custody suites that has caused quite a bit of conversation. But I guess when you failed, you have to look for excuses, and you look for all kinds of excuses when you failed. And when you are dealing with people who have been highly irresponsible in not having a facility to keep people who have been arrested. You have to look for these excuses. But we are moving forward. We are moving forward with the police station in Grosile, the police headquarters in Vieux-Fort. This morning we spoke to the Commissioner of Police. We're going to be having a regime of repairing stations, police stations. We are continuing our efforts with the police to ensure that at all levels. I'm expecting to have something from the SSDF about some program that they have in place regarding creating a level at another level where we can engage youth to avoid them some crime avoidance projects, which I understand I should be hearing from them very, very soon. So it's an exciting year. It's a year that many things will happen. Our investment climate is looking good. Probably have construction. This year we'll have construction of more hotels in this country. Construction will begin more than any time. Probably on 2006 was the last time. Between 2001 and 2006 was the last time so many hotels were built in this country. So it's exciting times. We need to improve our implementation rates. We need everybody to be on the ball to get it going. Let's keep focus, let's forget the noise, and let's make Saint Lucia progress. Thank you very much.
Okay. So now we will move to the handover of the checks. We will go with the handing over for the housing repair program. So Mr. Victorin, could you join? So Prime Minister will receive, Mr. Henry will receive. Okay, Mr. Henry, Honorable Joaquin Henry will receive the check and he will give it to the director of the Saint Lucia Social Development Fund where the program will be administered to. And the director will receive the amount on behalf of the So as we bring our brief ceremony, very important though, to a close, I would now like to call on Mr. Paul Hilaire, the Permanent Secretary in the Department of Economic Development and the Youth Economy, to present a thank you letter and also to deliver closing remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Protocol having established, Honorable Prime Minister, your Ambassador, Your Excellency, on behalf of the government and people of Saint Lucia, I extend our heartfelt appreciation for the remarkable generosity demonstrated by the government and people of the Republic of China, Taiwan. It is with great gratitude that we acknowledge the recent contribution of a check totaling 1,883,000. Well, it wasn't a check, actually it was broken down into two checks from what I observed. $1,883,950.89. This significant amount will be directed towards the provision of housing repairs for the less fortunate and sports development project as outlined in the MOU Grant Project for the year 2023. We sincerely value the ongoing collaboration and support extended by your government, which plays a pivotal role in fostering development within our nation. The participation of your esteemed representative in the check presentation ceremony further underscores the strength of our bilateral cooperation. Your Excellency, on behalf of the Government of Saint Lucia, I would like to extend to you our thank you letter